Good morning, TFR.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt, and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cozy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt, and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the planet. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworx with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
It is Tuesday, my dudes.
And I'm pretty sure I had another one lined up, but fucking, I don't care. We got more important things to get to. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to the Ironworx right here. Truth Frequency Radio. Probably. TFRlive.com. Hard to say. I'm not sure. The studio is in the call, but there was no audio coming out the other side for any bumper music or anything like that. So I just jumped right in. And let's just continue to jump right in and say hello to Mr. Walter and Mr. Zachary. Fellas, how you doing this morning?
Good morning. Yeah, I was wondering where the music was, but hey, you got us in. We're here. I haven't checked TFR to see if we're actually there, but hey, we are here. So, but yeah, you're right. We got more important things to get on with, so I'll shush.
How about you, Zach? How the hell you doing?
How are you, Zach?
Yep, same. I'm good.
All right, then. Let's just jump right in.
All right, let's go.
The man of the hour, as you may have guessed by the title of the show, which is very rare that I will title an Ironworx show, because fucking it's 3 a.m. It's how hard it is to get your brain working that early. Title and date, that ought to do it. But nope, we got a message this morning stating we're going to have a guest on, and I thought, bam, I know what I need to title this. Something that can't get copyright struck for some reason. So was it shore to shore in the first light as opposed to coast in the AM? David Weiss, everybody, hot off the heels of an interview with George Norrie. David, how in the hell are you doing?
I am wired.
I bet.
It was good. I had notes all over the place, and you never know which way it's going to go. And I'd love somebody to call in that you guys take calls, or anyone in the chat that happened to listen. Let me know what you thought. I think it went super well. I'm pretty critical of my own appearances, so hopefully that's a good sign.
I think it will be. Let me go ahead and try to get that flat line open, because I'm not entirely sure what's going on with the studio. I'll just do the flat line. That way we know what's going on.
So if you, for people, Liz in the chat is asking, where do you listen? You could have listened live. You can't listen live. You have to subscribe to Coast, but I'm gonna, don't tell anybody. I'm going to take the files and put them in my Dropbox and post them later on the Flat Earth Podcast Facebook page.
Wait, who is this? Prank caller.
Little did you know George Norrie's a big fan of ours.
Oh, is he? Man, he can't get space out of his mind. You know, he just during every break, he's like, David Weiss, they thinks planet Earth is flat. You know, and I'm just like, I told him at the beginning, I said, planet is like a word that you're not allowed to say on Coast to Coast, like, a curse word. And that didn't work. They used of course, the turn up in space picture, dome, turn up floating in space for the thumbnail. And I'm just like, oh man. I'm sure after I go back and listen to it, I'll second guess the crap out of myself. Like, I should have said this, I should have said that.
Of course.
But in the 2 hours, I had 4 segments. They said were 22 minutes, but they were actually less.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know how that is.
We'll see. We will see what happens.
Did you still believe that we were a disc floating in space? I don't want to ask you too much about it, but
no, you could ask. explained that we're not a disc floating in space, and I explained the pond idea, and then he's like, well, can you fall off the flat Earth? And I'm like, George, can you fall off a pond? And he's like, well, no. And I'm like, okay, welcome, welcome. And I used some examples. I talked about the distance to 25 light years, a trillion, and he's like, that is far. That's interesting. And then I talked about how you can't see Jupiter, with the size and the inverse square law, light. And he's like, that is very interesting. And, and he was getting the points. And then I called out, like he had John Hogue on, the Hogue prophecy. And the other day he had Stephen Greer and, John Sellis. And
the usual suspect.
And Steve Bassett. I called all of them out. I'm like, they're afraid to touch flat Earth because they think it destroys everything. But in reality, it makes all of their research real. It makes it reachable within our lifetimes, within, this current day. I mean, it's not infinite distances away. It's hundreds or thousands of miles away.
Yeah, we could have visited aliens by now. They could have gone to the alien civilizations by now.
And I told them, I said, disclosure is close, but if we keep looking up into fake space, it's never going to come. We need to look into the outer space, right?
Right. Nice. I like that.
Uh-huh.
I like that. Not upper, it's outer.
It's the outer space. It's the outer space.
Oh,
I asked George if he believed in life on other continents at the beginning. Do you believe in life on other continents? I thought maybe that would help. And I didn't use my analogy. I was going to say, coast to coast. Like when you go across the lake, you can go from coast to coast. Coast to coast to coast. Not coast ball, but there's coast on balls, but you can't live on a fucking ball. Oops, excuse me. Am I allowed to say that?
Hell, fuck yeah, you are.
Okay. I was just on terrestrial radio. I'm like, oh my God. My alarm went off for the show, and I'm like, why the hell is my alarm going off? And I turned it off, and I closed my eyes. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I got to get up.
Welcome to my
Did
Tuesday.
the same thing for this show this morning, but it's not nearly as momentous as missing yours. No.
Mine was 4.5 hours ago. So. Yeah, I got 4 hours sleep in. That should be good for 2 days.
Yeah,
right?
Sure, that's plenty.
You got more than me?
What is the amount of sleep a flat earther needs a week? Is it like 12 hours a week combined? Per week?
They say what is
first with lots of coffee.
The military, they said you needed 45 minutes of sleep a night. That's what you need for your brain to reset and you not to go mentally insane.
Did you ever ask yourself how it is they know that?
I'm on the close of mental insanity then. Oh my God, the friggin' bubble guy at the end. The guy at the end is like, the Earth is a cube. What do you think about that? I'm like, is that your best glow proof? He goes, well, look at a bubble. A bubble, that's the natural shape. I'm like, I said, take a gallon of water and make it into a sphere for me without a container. Go ahead.
Crickets.
It's so much easier now, isn't it, than it was a few years ago when you really started doing all the interviews and everything?
Oh, I wasn't nervous at all. I mean, it went really friggin' well. Again, today, Monday night quarterback it all day, all week, right? But I think I did. I think it went off super well, and I think they're on like 700, 800 radio stations. So
yeah, they're huge.
And George was awesome. He plugged my website and the nextlevel2022.com at every break. He's like, check out his movie. And that group, that audience, they like professional things like a book or a real movie.
Absolutely, man. I was just thinking that same thing. That's perfect for their show.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I sent them to that, and I added at flatearthdave.com or the Flat Earth Podcast, same thing. I added a banner for the movie, even though the movie in low definition is available. It's so much better in high def, and it's only like $5 or $7 or whatever. So I think they're more likely to watch something they have to pay for than to watch something that's free. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know why, but people would rather.
Well, they just think it's more official, if you will.
Right.
My family would rather, my sister and them, they're, very commercialized and everything, but they They would rather go to the movies and pay that money. It's like $50 for all 4 of them to just get in and have a pop. And it's insane.
Yeah. Absolutely. I haven't been to the movie in years. I want to see Top Gun. For some reason, everyone's saying it's a great mind-melting movie. And I'm just waiting for someone to hijack it so I can watch it on TV. I don't watch many movies, but occasionally, show me something. Like Top Gun was like part of my childhood. Let me see the new one. I heard it was good.
Last time I went to the theater was a Harry Potter movie with my mom.
I still haven't seen Harry Potter.
They're good. I'd read the books. If you want a good story, read the books.
I forced myself to see the first one to take my son through it. So
I've tried to watch the movie like 5 times and just couldn't.
It was hard.
I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of secret society innuendos and stuff in there. A lot of them. That's why I say read the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Paul Dini in chat. I just saw that super chat, friend. Thank you so much. Much love from your friendly neighborhood bald guy. Cheers. Thank you, Baldy.
Hashtag stoned, bald, and naked.
Nice.
I will just another person in chat. I will put it on the Flat Earth Podcast Facebook page as it's not going to say coast to coast on it. It's going to say something like a funny interview with Dave. Click this link, and it'll be a Dropbox link where you can download the audio file. I'm assuming they'll have it up within a couple hours, and then I'll post it there. So,
and they're super after people on posting their shit. So yeah, don't anybody get excited and put it up on your own channel or anything.
If you post it, you will be struck. I wonder if I could put it on BitChute though. I wonder if they.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I didn't think about that one.
You could probably upload it to Rockfin. You could probably upload it to BitChute, to DLive, to Odyssey, everywhere but YouTube.
Telegram.
Yeah, Telegram would be a great place.
All right, I'll put it. My Telegram is. Oh God, I don't want to get in trouble. DITRH1 because Joe Mama took DITRH. And I mean, Joe Mama, he did it for me, but he hasn't been able to. He said, I grabbed it for you. I'll transfer it to you, but we haven't been able to transfer it for some reason. But I'll check during the show here.
I will drop a link to your Telegram in the chat as well.
Yeah, make sure it's the right one. DITRH1. DITR.
So they were all baller callers that called in,
except one. We had one woman that called in. She's like, I believe it, and she brought up the Bible, and it was good. And he's like, you gotta follow her, you gotta believe her there. And then I hit him with belief is the enemy of knowing. She knows. I said, you believe I live on the East Coast, George, but to know it, you'd have to do some research. People are lazy, and he listened a lot. He was good. He didn't interrupt a lot. It was big fan.
Who did he have on before? Was it Eric DeBay or was it?
No, he had Mark Sargent on.
Yeah, he was an ass for Mark. Yeah, he was an ass then.
He was, but now it was better. Opinion. And I called him out on the show a little bit. I said, George, I know that you weren't so hot on this idea, but your producers convinced you, which is I believe is the case. He goes, no. He goes, when they mentioned Flat Earth, I said, who do you got? And they said, Flat Earth David Weiss. And he goes, okay. And I don't think it went like that. He had to be like, you got to have this guy on. I think we have some insiders at over there saying, look at this.
We've got him everywhere now.
Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. My 50-mile radius counter is up to 408.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it's looking sick. And I'm actually testing the app this morning. We're going to do the first of the 2 upgrades. So when you open your app and every pop-up says you need to upgrade your app because it's not going to work anymore, that's when you'll know it's time to upgrade. That's the server switch. So I'm going to check all those pop-ups that came up, instructions, friend finder, the daily video. They're all going to be the same video one day. It's going to say, if you're seeing this, you need to upgrade your app. And all you have to do is go to the App Store and update it. That's all. That's it.
It's getting some badass updates too.
I'll wait until the next one. The next one, the Messenger, is going to be sick. Right now, like the messaging on it is like the first year the internet came out. It's like that. It's like you can't even put an emoji in there. And the messaging is going to be super fast. Like if those of you with iPhones, iMessage is pretty good. Combine that with Telegram. It's going to be that good. It's going to be, you can do anything with it. And it's going to have video calling and video and voice calling. You can send voice messages. You can drop files in there. You can send links with previews. You can stylize it, I believe. You can change your font. You can do whatever you want. Make groups, friends, I think. It's insane. It's insane. I'm so excited.
Do the
I'm already
Ironworx?
getting all kinds of messages and stuff. People offering people jobs, people offering their services in the group and stuff. Yeah, people are using it.
It's fantastic. Yeah, we're getting a lot of usage. That's why the server crashed again the other day, and it was from. It happens at 8:01 some mornings because that's when the new video comes out. Everyone gets a notification, and then they start messaging, and the server got overloaded. So that's why we're switching. Everything's going to be much faster. Like for my phone, it would take, I don't know, with the 400 plus people in my area, it would take 10 seconds for the dots to load, maybe even a little longer. And now it's like loading in like 3 seconds.
Are you being contacted by any outside parties about your app, Dave?
Oh my God. People want to monetize it. Like, we can monetize it. We want to buy it. And I'm like, he goes, we really like your app. I go, oh, you do? Tell me about it. they're just looking for popular apps to buy. And people like, if you can just give us access to your users, we'll give you thousands of dollars a month. And I'm like, no.
Fuckers.
No. I mean, it's crazy. Like, if I was a bad guy,
right? I was just thinking that. It's a good thing we got Dave on our side.
Yeah. If I was a bad guy, it's like, I could just bail on this whole thing. I'm thrilled with the way the app is going. And if the world doesn't collapse, the app is going to do so much good. It's crazy. I can't wait until I go, you know what? I think I want to get a dozen billboards over here and just plaster this UFO conference that they're having, right? I want the ability to do that, right? And I'm going to need a team of people working with me to do it. So that's my plan. Will it happen? Who knows? What's going to happen? What's going to happen with Joe Biden? How about his gaffes this week, huh?
Oh my goodness, dude.
End quote.
End quote. Repeat the line.
Did you see the guy? He was at a speech, and a guy stood up, and he goes, "What do you think about your son with the crack, smoking crack or whatever?" There was some release, and they yelled, and he just like tried to overtalk him. Then he said it again, and he just ignored him. And then I think I heard somebody say, I haven't checked, that all of his public appearances have been canceled. Like he's no longer going to speak live anymore.
Did you see the last one? We had 3 times as many people at Flattoberfest last year than he had at his last public speaking event. The President of the United States. It was like 10 rows deep of people, like 30 wide maybe. It was sad. That's our commander in chief, and nobody wants to go hear the guy talk. Did you hear that one?
If he came here, I would go see him. I mean, the only people that are going to go see him are people that want to watch him screw up or say something to him.
I'd be your sign language interpreter for him.
Did I say what? Did I see what, Zach?
What was his other gaffe where he said, I can sum up something of America in one word? And it was like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, that's America for you.
Is that done on purpose, or he just?
I think he's got it. I think he nailed it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Is he just a senile old man, or are they doing that to torture us?
I mean, he may be senile. It may be a real thing, but I think all this was planned. I really do. Like him not being coherent and this and that. I mean, they've made dumb people seem coherent. Now they're talking about he's having trouble walking and this and that. FDR was in a freaking wheelchair.
Right.
I mean,
well,
that's not. Yeah,
but FDR wasn't.
I'm sorry. What?
I said FDR wasn't an octogenarian.
Right. Well, I mean, they're playing, Avi, old guy, he'll pass away, boom, new stuff. But the thing they didn't count on is, the old wives' tale, sniffing babies' heads keeps you young. I'm just saying.
It seems like since they took out those Guidestones that something shifted. There's lots of people saying it was all sorts of different things and for all different sorts of reasons, but it seems like I've noticed online that there's been a hostility increase, even against flat earthers. I see it all the time now. It was there, but I'm seeing random people fighting for flat earth and getting attacked just left and right, just dogpiled. And it's different than it was last month. Something just seems a little off. I don't know what it is. And maybe it's just me. I completely allow for that. But I don't know. Energy's just seemed off to me. And mine's been way off. I've been depressed and way funky, just in a real bad funk. I don't know what the fuck it is. Just something seems strange. Maybe it is that end times, but I told Dixie that it's got that 2011 vibe. Just something about it. Just it's very 2011 right now.
I wonder if that's like factored into your interaction with the outer world more. You know what I mean? Like you go to work out there with like a whole company that's got a particular mindset, and there's a lot of exposure to a lot of the things. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out too, because I on the other hand feel like, yeah, this is it. This is kick ass time. I don't know. I feel like energized by the everything, everything that's happening, all the great stuff people are doing. I saw the Global Eye tour was kicked off over there. Shout out Jason. It just feels Dave kicking fucking ass and taking names. I don't know. I'm getting chills talking about it. That's where I feel at. So,
I'm with you. I'm with you. Like Jaron and Bob, they're like, nah, they've got like, this isn't going to happen in our lifetimes. I'm like, I'm the opposite. I'm the polar opposite. I'm like 2022. Either the world is going to collapse or it's going to, or disclosure is coming. Real disclosure. Right?
The real one, right.
The real disclosure.
Amazing.
Disclosure. I mean, freaking Stephen Bassett, man. The Disclosure Project and Dr. Stephen Greer. Come talk to us. I said, come talk to us. I go, do a show with us or talk to us privately. Let us show you what we see, and then you can take it back and see how all of your work makes sense.
Right. And dude, that was my struggle, David. Dude, I spent 20 plus years working on the ET Enigma and what it was doing in my life. And so, yeah, it was hard because, there was no doubt there are things here. That wasn't even a question in my life. It was, what the hell are they doing and why and what can I do about it? And then suddenly, wait, they're not from somewhere out there, or the dimensional thing doesn't really even work. And like, okay. And then suddenly, worlds beyond and the Kobayashi map and the Hawaiian Gazette. And I'm like, what? That's got to be it. They're there. That would explain the gods. That would explain the different beings, the creatures. That would explain so much. I'm holding the navigator who crossed the ice walls in my hand on the recommendation of Bob. And it's all about that, So anyway, I'm sorry. I'm all excited. Go ahead.
I love that. The question is that book fiction? I don't know. It's a good story.
I know. That's what I keep thinking.
It's a good
there's
story.
a lot of good story here. Right.
There's a lot of, you look at movies, are they fiction or are they telling us something? Is The Matrix fiction or is it telling us a good story, a story of reality?
Well, hell, for that matter, The World Beyond the Poles is a kind of a variant to me of this whole idea,
Right.
If you remember that one from a few years back. So anyway,
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm like you, Dave. I am pumped up, man. And I know, Josh, what you're saying too, there's a lot of like a buddy of mine just had an experience with his work that I was stunned by the whole thing and how it went down with these people just being horrendous dicks. Yes, I'm vocabulating. And it was like, okay, to me, maybe it's that things are so at the point of this is it, bitches, that the dark ones, the ones who are just full of these things that we talked about with Jerry just a week ago or two, they're like, yeah, death throes is not even it. They're just raging. They're like, no, we can't lose. We're winning, and we're supposed to win. We've got all this shit in place. How can they be coming back and taking over and kicking our ass like they're doing? I think these creatures are fucking pissed at the progress we're making, and they're just raging. And like you said, it is a lot of negativity because they're fucking negative. That's what they do. And I'm cussing a lot. I should have. I'm excited. Like I said, I'm pumped up, Dave.
Yeah, I was on Globusters a little bit yesterday or whatever. I don't even know what today is. 2 days ago, and I had a great point. What did you just finish saying? God, my mind just short circuited. It was a great point.
Just that we're making this happen. These creatures are like like you put a magnifying glass on an ant. I never did that, but the same analogy. We have pulled the fucking rock up.
Wait.
These creatures are running for the darkness, man. They don't know what else to do. Yeah.
Right. Back up. Anybody want to challenge that he never put a magnifying glass on? Okay.
I burned a lot of leaves, man. I really was never that kid that tortured animals, or I would watch other kids, and I was just like, it would hurt my soul watching kids being ugly to animals, man. I hated people that did that growing up. But yeah, I burned a lot of leaves, and that's just as equal.
Zach did it. I didn't do it too many times because I watch the carnage, and I'm like,
right now, did I pour a gallon of gasoline on ant piles to fuck them up? Yes, I did. I did it in mass. I was like raised earth.
Did I pour a gallon of gas into an underground wasp nest and then light it on fire? And then 5 billion wasps on fire and not on fire? Well, I'm going to tell you, they all blew out of the ground, many of them on fire. Hold on, it gets worse. They came out, I got stung at least 20 times, and then the burning ant of wasps crashed into the leaves and set the yard on fire.
Yeah. Nature will show you.
Now that is a scene for the next blockbuster movie. That's classic.
I think it's been shot before, and I'm not the only one that did that. I can't be.
Oh Jesus.
Maybe my
they wouldn't let us play with gas. So when we did it, we used real hot water, and they didn't like that either, though. And I got stung. Yeah.
Apparently, dish detergent added to that water would have been the answer. I've only done it once to a really small nest, but dude, they instantly dropped and stopped moving, and they were still there hours later. And
they can't breathe. It puts like a layer of coating around them and suffocates them. Pretty horrible to go.
That's surface tension, Zach. In nature, that'd form a perfect sphere.
Did you guys see that ball that who made that video, Dave, that's going around with, they put a cup of water in a vacuum chamber?
Oh, yeah.
And then
we're officially in commercial, I just noticed.
Oh, I booted the studio out a while ago. They got Mark Sargent going live right now, Liz said, so I am
so sorry I interrupted, guys. I'm just trying to keep us straight. Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
So are we still on the air?
Oh, yeah. Well, not TFR.
Everywhere else.
But
just
everywhere else.
What is going on? I didn't even know.
That video is just, people believe it, though. You know what?
No, that's the saddest part. People actually, this is a great video. Those flat earthers, let's see them explain this. Yeah, it's fake. It's that easy. Look at it.
Yeah, George kept bringing up space, the astronauts. Edgar Mitchell, went, and he kept bringing it up, and I was like, George,
Edgar Mitchell.
That's a whole nother story. I said,
okay, right.
I said, I wasn't there. I said, but if you look at the evidence, look at the, go on the app, look at the picture of the lander, watch the NASA videos. I pointed out NASA and their helium issue. I said, I said, maybe he wasn't lying. I go, you agree that men can lie? He's like, yeah. And I was like, well, they can also be fooled. I don't know the situation. Maybe he thought he went to the moon, but, I said, let's not look at that. Let's look at what this is, that the moon isn't a place you can go, and then you can unwind all that yourself. And he comes back to it, and I was like, a caller brought up the International Space Station, they're up there, and they're showing us the Earth, the round Earth. How do you explain that? And I was like, oh, man. And I brought up that, the greatest construction project in history, there's no photos or videos. Chinese, same thing, no photos or videos. I brought up, I said, there's so many screw ups on there. I told them to check out the NASA, screw up list. And I told them about the cup of water. I'm like, how do you explain that? They had a cup of water sitting there, right? And the space station. So
did you? I was having trouble finding that clip again, like the whole clip, the long clip, because the first time I watched it, the laptop falls closed.
Yeah, I heard you say that.
Right when they go to start playing with the water and all that stuff, she's like leaning over, looking down at it, and the laptop just goes boom and falls closed. But I can't find that video on YouTube anymore.
Oh, you need to go find that, Zach.
Chop chop.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Where did I get my clip from? I took my clip from someone else's clip.
Yeah, I gotta go back through Skype message because someone shared that with me before.
Yeah. Did you see my my latest video? I took another video. Oh no, it was the wringing out washcloth clip. So you have
face where he's wringing it out.
Yeah, he's wringing it out. So I made 2 videos on Tataria. So the last 2 videos. One of them shows him doing the whole wringing out thing and all of the edits. And then I showed that you can do they did the same thing on a 0G flight, and it looked exactly the same, almost exactly the same. And so I showed that that's that. But then I also noticed in it, the washcloth. They have special washcloths on space. They're little tiny pucks compressed, and he pulls it apart and he creates to save space, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And so, but at the end of it, he grabs a big fluffy terry cloth, brand new Bed Bath & Beyond towel to wipe off his hands, and it literally has the tag on it and everything. And so I showed that. It's the video on DITRH called this International Fake Station Experiment is sponsored by Bed Bath & Beyond.
And see, that's what I think is the most important thing about flat Earth. Not the shape of the Earth per se, but now you are operating on a mindset that when NASA plays some bullshit about wringing water out of this little hockey puck washcloth that we have to unfold and unfurl, and because we got to save space on the ISS, most people don't connect the two when he reaches back, grabs a great big terry cloth towel, dries his hands, and puts it back. They don't correlate the little puck washcloth to the big. To them, it's just a towel because they're used to.
And that big washcloth has never been used before. It's brand new. It's fluffy. The tag is untouched. And I was trying to zoom in on the writing on the tag. I think it said Bed Bath & Beyond or something on it, like literally their brand towel. I want to go buy the exact same towel and compare it.
So the next time somebody asks me, what difference does the shape of the Earth make? That's it. Because once you see that it's not what they told you it was, and you can start to operate your whole life by questioning things that are told to you. Most people don't realize how much information they blindly accept until you become a flat earther. Then pretty soon you don't fucking know anything.
It is the big eye wash to me of all. I mean, we've spoken about this many times, but even, a lot of us have been on a path of truth our whole life. And for this to just completely be the, oh Lord, what was I thinking moment? It was just amazing how clear things became. Yeah, for sure. You think you're on the ball, boom, ta-da-ts, and then you get flattened out and realize it's all lies, not just, a few here and there. I'm distracted. I keep seeing things pop up in chat. I apologize. Oh, shush.
I was so into the hollow earth theory too. God, that was so interesting.
They brought that up.
Nibiru had bad.
Yeah, that all works on a flat Earth. The idea of Nibiru. He brought up the hollow Earth, and I said, I think that's just another deception to keep you trapped in a sphere. And then I moved on.
My thing is always
that's not
layers.
Saying that there
I say
be,
layers and move on.
Something underneath us.
That's what
it's hollow.
Stephen Greer the other day brought up. He said there's 3 types of alien interaction or abductions. One is military, pretending to be aliens. 2 is demonic or spirit, like demons, non-physical, and the third is extraterrestrial. I agree with all of that. I agree with that, but extraterrestrial, you know where that comes from. It comes from right over there, not ridiculously out there. So,
I remember
and the thing I don't
hearing
get is so long ago we've dispensed. I mean, this was, like I said, 20 years plus of my life, and we had dispensed with the idea of there ever being a possibility of them being from out there. There was no way. Distances, time, paradoxes, blah 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 blah. Within the UFO community, we knew no, they can't be from somewhere way the fuck out there. That would never work. But no, heaven forbid they give up their money stream. I see Liz donated to Stephen herself.
Who was the air traffic controller guy that worked the dew line up north in Canada? He was an air traffic controller for the military. I think Mark interviewed him. Way
back. That's old school. Yeah. Back. I can still remember the artwork for that show, the thumbnail. Yep.
He was saying that, these things are coming from the north. There's a spot in the north. We see them. We track them on radar. But there's no possible way they're moving at such speeds that we don't even scramble fighter jets or anything. We just monitor them. We can't catch them. We can't stop them. We can't. But all we do is monitor and record their movements. But he says something is coming from the north and going outwards, like constantly. It's like a
flat Earth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, he was definitely a flat earther. But he was saying that it's not so much coming from the outer space, the ones that he was watching. He's like, they go out that way, but it all originates from like the north is like a hub or something like that. There's something going on at our center that there are beings there that are beyond us, in my opinion. I think that's one of those lands that's like off limits to us, and there's something going on there that, the elite or whatever you want to call them, the parasites, don't want us to see or know about these things.
Zach, how do you know that they're not coming from 25 trillion miles away?
Because that's ridiculous. Let's see. 1 trillion seconds. 31,000 years.
I hit George with that. He wouldn't even guess. He goes, it's got to be years. And I was like, well, take a guess. Hey, somebody give me a referral number on their app. I'm testing.
Let's see.
You got his
mine.
How do I find it again? I know it's here.
On the map page, hit the big dot on the upper left.
Oh, that's right.
37864.
Customize that after the next update. You can put your up to 7 letters and numbers.
Nice. GUD.
Ooh, a personalized referral code, huh?
Yeah. Isn't that fun?
Times. That's it.
I'm sorry, I already took that.
So what you got for Flytoberfest this year, man?
I haven't even thought yet, dude. I think I'm just gonna come and be glad that I'm alive. I don't know. We'll see. People think Dave's rich. He's making money off the app. I am paycheck to paycheck, just like the rest of you guys. It's unbelievable what's going on. The amount of money I'm spending on this thing. It's scary. But we'll see. We'll see. Like I would like to do the balloon thing again if that was kind of fun, right?
An idea for that this time too. If we do, we'll tether it and make sure it goes up high enough first, and then release it.
Tether it, so then we'll have a long string on it. How do you release the tether from it?
Explosives.
You could do it with thread.
Yeah, like a real thin thread.
Yeah.
Just kind of guided, maybe. Yeah, we'll figure something out.
Well, we had a serious wind last time.
And that balloon's going to put a lot of drag on there. That thread might not last very long.
Yeah.
So
we'll
I'm looking at my friend finder
app.
My friend finder app right now, for the first time that I've ever seen, has 100 people in my 50-kilometer radius. So that just first time I saw it hit triple digits.
When you're out You're not near Seattle or St. Louis anymore, really, are you?
I'm a little further south, about 40, 50 miles south of St. Louis.
Yeah, so it doesn't show up in your circle like it used to.
Well, St. Louis does. Yeah. Well, not really.
So the
Sort of,
updates, the update that's going to happen possibly today or tomorrow, will be one, you can customize your friend referral. Two, the big update is that we're changing servers, which you won't notice. But on the books page and the homeschool, when you click it, it won't just make that image bigger. It'll fill the screen with an image and a book description. You know, it'll be more info rather than just the same image bigger.
Gotcha.
And I need to add. You know, I still have to add them. A lot of them will still be the same, so you won't even notice until I change them. But I have them done for a bunch of books, Conspiracy Music Book Gurus books. What else is there? There's another change on there, but that's it. Once everyone moves over and the new messaging system, I can't wait.
Yeah, that messaging system is pretty exciting. That's as awesome as the idea was. It is very 1995 messaging.
How dare you? How dare you?
I didn't mean it in a bad way. 1995 was an awesome fucking year. But yeah, the Telegram like messaging is going to be awesome. I don't know nothing about iMessaging or the like, how it differs from regular fucking messaging, but I love it. I think it's great. We'll start adding Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app to our streaming platforms. We'll just go live every morning right there on the app. Just check your friend finder.
Oh, sad. Wait, you just added streaming. Like, could I do like streaming on the app?
I don't see the way everything is being mirrored with APIs, with like Restream and stuff. I think it'd be really simple. Link it up to OBS.
Like, wouldn't it? How about this? This is just a raw thought. We have the different pages you go to. Frequently asked questions, the more resources page, books, homeschooling. How about a live streaming page, which will include all of the live streams that are happening right then that have to do with Flat Earth, and you can flip from one to the other, just swipe.
I think
it'll just have live streams going. I don't know. I think about that.
I like it.
Another idea.
It'd be really hard given how YouTube likes to unsubscribe and unring the bell and all kinds of shit. It'd be really hard to try to stay up to date on all the live streams. I guess unless everybody's streaming through the Friend Finder app, then I guess it'd make it a lot easier to keep track of.
Yeah, maybe I could have like some URL, like, hey, when you're streaming, and I'll give it to certain shows like you and Glowbusters, and hey, whenever you're streaming, put it on here, and then it'll just be on a page on the app. That sounds expensive.
That open source broadcasting software is really fucking powerful for being free. Look at the way Rockfin is doing it. I mean, Rockfin basically, you don't go live through Rockfin, but Rockfin has all these live shows. They've connected it through OBS. You have to go live through a streaming service, and all it does is mirror it to Rockfin. Rockfin takes that stream key and loads it up to them. They don't do all the actual streaming. They're mirroring it from Restream or OBS, who is sending it out. So it may not be as bad as you think.
All right.
With the exception of the bandwidth. That's where it's going to kill you probably, is people want to do 1080p, 4K fucking streaming is going to kill you on bandwidth.
We'll see.
Or you could limit it. Just tell them we're not going to get above 720. I mean, if you want to try, it's going to not work for you or whatever. I'm sure there's ways to do that.
And if this is app specific, then you can keep it to the size of the thumbnail. So even 720 you wouldn't have to do. 720 might even be too much because you're going to keep it to the size of a mobile thumbnail.
Yeah. So, I don't think the streaming would be an issue. It'd just be like watching the YouTube video as far as bandwidth.
Yeah, and you're right. At that size, it would definitely be working below 720. I just default there. It's like as low as I can handle watching TV.
My developer early on told me, he goes, I said, can you do this? Can you do that? He goes, we can do anything. And so whenever I have like a big idea, I go, before you answer this, remember, you said you can do anything. And so far, he hasn't said no to anything. So,
all right, I finally got mine open because I was sidetracked doing other research here. It looks like I've got a new gold over around the Thibodeau area and a new gold in Lafayette. So I've still only got like 3 or 4 people within my actual circle, but right outside my circle are at least another couple of 50 or so, I would guess.
I reach out whenever I see an orange dot on there. I reach out. I'm like, hey, welcome.
I was thinking the same thing, actually.
And it's fun to just welcome new people and say, if you have any questions. But man, is it going to be better with the friggin' messaging system? Because it'll be like, you have your old history. You can scroll through real time. You can have typing. You can read receipts. You can do it all. Everything you could think of is included. The voice messaging and the video calling is a pay as you go. It costs me money. Right. So I'm going to include 10 minutes of video calling for everybody each month. Which, some people might not even use it. Some people might be enough. But if you get a referral, it'll add 30 minutes or something to your account. I have to figure out the math on it.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like earning it. That's what a lot of the pay per play type games do. They'll, if you do enough playing and enough sharing and enough whatever, you get some free time to play, free skins or whatever, free characters, or that would work great.
Think about it though. It's like, what do flat earthers want to do? We all want to wake up other people. It's the number one thing on all of our lists. We want to wake up other people. Not being, not like, hey, my app is one of the easiest ways, one of the easiest tools to wake people up. So it's doing even people were happy with the referral system when it gave you nothing except good karma. Right?
Yep.
But now it's going to give you a little something else. And then for those people that getting into it and want to video chat more, I think it'll be $12 a year and you get 90 minutes a month or something like that. If you're like, I don't have time to do the referral thing, I just want to buy some minutes. Here, $12. You get 90 minutes a month that roll over from month to month.
Yeah, I was just about to tell you about our buddy Zombie Snoop there in chat, who made some stickers with a QR code that takes people to the app, and he sticks them everywhere.
Nice.
Wait, who did that? Never mind. Prank caller. No, he does it, and he rocks at it.
A lot of, thanks to everyone out there. I mean, this is a group thing. This is, from this show to Globebusters to the app to everything. I mean, we're all doing this together. We've got a great flat earth soup going, and we just got to keep spreading the word every way possible. 1-to-1, group chats, coast to coast, whatever it is, little shows, big shows, it all works together. And the momentum is insane. What's going on? It's insane.
Nobody laughs anymore when you bring up flat Earth. Yeah. There might be a couple people, but it's not like it used to be. Now everybody's heard of it, and everybody knows somebody probably that is a flat earther now. Openly. There's more open flat earthers out there. It's growing. Like you said, it's beyond snowballing now. This is like an avalanche. Pouring like an avalanche coming down the mountain. Remember that song?
Oh, yeah.
I just saw something. Oh, shit. Oh, the Georgia Guidestones explosion.
I didn't do it.
You just saw that?
No, I guess a bunch of people from the county went and dug 7 feet down into the ground.
What?
Looking for the capstone that was supposedly there and found nothing.
The time capsule.
Capsule I thought was there too. Nobody's come up with that yet.
No, they said they dug 7 feet down. It was supposed to be 6, and once they hit clay that had never been disturbed, undisturbed clay, they just quit digging. So they don't know if it was already removed or if it was ever even there. But they're talking about people are giving donations to rebuild a new one. It's like, did you people even read what the thing said? And then they're saying, oh, well, it's not a Christian monument, but it's not anti-Christian either. It's like, really? Go read the Age of
Some of the
Reason.
justification I was seeing was just mind-blowing. One of them was saying, well, it was created in the 80s during the time of the Cold War, and everybody was expecting a big nuclear war any minute that would destroy everybody, and we would have to start over. And that's what they meant by keeping the population below 500. I'm like, how do you... That's a lot of backpedaling to figure your way out around that shit. I mean, Lord, I don't know. I don't get it. I never got a good vibe, ever. There was never. All the area, the celestial alignments and all the, it's great. No, it's not great. Something's not great. And then as we learned with the blood stains and
Did anybody ever have a date for that time capsule? I thought the stone that was supposed to be on top of the time capsule was blank for the time and when it was supposed to be opened or when it was buried or whatever.
Seems like there was something like that. Yep.
It was.
Yeah, they left the date open.
Every indication to think that there was no time capsule buried there. That's what I assumed. There was no time capsule because there was nothing to indicate there was actually what they had it set up. This is where we're going to put a time capsule. See? And once we do, we'll put the date here and the time here, and you'll know exactly when we buried the time capsule, but there was never anything there, so I assumed that there was never anything there. So I'm not terribly surprised that they dug down 7 feet and said, well, there's nothing there. It's kind of what it indicated.
And I think they knew somebody was going to blow this thing up at one time or another, because in the clause, it says if they're moved for any reason, the land goes back to the original owner.
So is this donated land to the county?
Yeah, there was some guy that went by the pseudonym R.C. Christians had bought the land from the guy and paid for it to be put up. And the land, I think they said that the original landowner is the one who cares for the land still, like mows it and does all that kind of garbage. But in the clause, it said, if anything ever happens and the stones are moved or torn down, then the land goes back to the original owner. Which makes me think that he might be the guy who actually put it up. I mean, can you sell land to somebody without knowing their actual name? Can you do that?
Sure.
Can I go buy land as Good Times for All?
LLC? You certainly can. You can go.
You
can go buy a fleet of cars. A fucking fleet of cars as Good Times for All. And get it financed through a bank, not have to pay a fucking penny. Well, eventually.
Is it RC Christians LLC? It's got to be then, right?
It's a real good question.
Maybe David knows about that. So supposedly, Dave, if a part of the clause on the Georgia Guidestones, I'm just repeating because he's had to step away for a sec. But if the Guidestones were removed or torn down, something happened, the land went back to the original owner. Now, can you buy land under a pseudonym? Would you have to put an LLC after it?
I don't know the answer to that, but I know the answer is, you can buy land and hide it under some corporate name or whatever, and you can put a clause in there that if this, then that.
That just makes me think that he's the guy who did it. If you're going to give the land,
I had somebody. There was a BitChute video where this guy digs into it, who it was, and interviewed a couple of guys. I just watched it the other day. I got to find it. It was very.
Iru did a real good one. It's on his channel.
Iru?
Yeah, okay. Something behind the name RC Christian or something like that, or behind the Georgia Guidestones and RC Christians. It was. I know he did a premiere, and it was all in English. But yeah, it was all about R.C. Christian. It showed the original landowner talking about how he met him and everything. And when they talked, it was just about the Guidestones and the stuff like that. They never got into his personal history or this or that. Yeah, I know Iru had it on his channel. Let me see if I can't find it for you. Oh, it's Nerd para Todos.
So it's 5 o'clock. I want to dip out real quick and go brush my teeth and get my shoes on and do some stuff for work so I can.
Absolutely.
It's the hard thing about not having breaks. I love rolling through and not having breaks.
I know it's actually beneficial to have breaks. We should probably start doing that on our shows all the time. How long have we been saying that now?
If I had the time, I would just clip together some shit. We could make commercials for other channels. Clip together some shit. I find a pretty interesting app. I'll tell you about it a little bit later.
That's cool. I probably could handle nifty. That. I like throwing together little promos. It's kind of become my wheelhouse.
Then you'll like this.
The long 3 and 4 hour app. I mean, edits just that takes too many months of my life. But throwing together a little 30 second to 2 or 3 minute clip. That's my spot. Jerry liked his. That gave me a kick. And being so pumped up about the promo I made for it. Speaking of, guys, he will be back. It is imminently upon us.
Not this Friday, but next.
Not this Friday, though. Not this Friday. That'll be coming up on the 22nd, and he will be bringing back Anon, who will answer questions you guys may have since they were here. But they'll also be bringing his co-author and also co-host. She's on the show there on his channel, Sherry Sweeney. So we're excited for damn sure. But what's happening next week, guys? What was that?
I thought that was next week. This week.
This week. I'm sorry. I'm all out of sorts because something popped up and threw me away. Oh, that's Zach giving us the video. Sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, that'll be this Friday coming up. What's happening? Tell them.
Well, I wasn't even sure. I sent our Friday's guest a message last night, not even sure how to bill it, right? I wasn't sure how to write it up. And I said, I don't think POTP feels right anymore necessarily. I said, can you just send me your links or your anything you want promote of, digital art, that kind of stuff. Just send it to me. That way I'll have a better idea of how to write this up. So he is in the process of doing that now.
We'll do.
But yeah, Paul or the gentleman formerly known as Paul on the Plane. If you're on Facebook, you know his last name.
Mark. He's going to create a little artwork. It'll be his icon. That would be.
I just don't want to throw his last name out there, though it's out there on Facebook. But I'm not going to be the man to do it.
Yeah, no, we all know and remember Paul on the Plane in this group. So I'm excited. I miss Paul, man. I was going through old videos trying to find the show with Jerry and the first promo I made for him and all that. And as I was digging back through old shows, I saw the one with him in the back of the Uber and watched some of it again. And it was like, yeah, we need to get him on. And then that's like, right then you reached out or he reached out. Yeah. Synchronicities all the time.
It's crazy. So we're going to have Paul on this Friday on Have No Sphere. And we'll catch up with what he and his family have been doing, what he's been doing since he quit doing the Dome Life podcast, which is a really good podcast. I think you can still find it some places.
But they are actually still on SoundCloud. And when I went and was digging into Cheyenne to see why I couldn't find Gravity on SoundCloud anymore, I found the Dome Life stuff. And that was another reason he was... Sir?
Wasn't Paul... didn't Paul make those testing the globe sunset kits with Rob Skiba that Jaron was showing the other day?
I think so.
He may have.
Yeah, I think he was involved in making those. Those are cool.
Yeah, we have one coming here, and we're gonna have it at Flattoberfest.
Maybe
speaking of sun,
Sheila's selling those at like bulk. Maybe you should buy a dozen of them because I bet people will want them. It'd be great to get them in people's hands.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's so many people that want to buy stuff at the How the World Works exhibits.
You got nothing.
Yeah, I know. You'd be amazed how many people offered to buy my gyroscope.
And then you know how easy it is to stick a little IRM sticker on there? Have no
Right?
sphere. I'm just saying, branding. But the Sunstone story that I dropped, did you and Cammie by chance notice that and check it out?
No.
Yeah, it is a current story in Heritage Daily, our own heritagedaily.com, talking about sunstones and how they were used to polarize the cloud cover to allow them to find the sun. And that just was like, holy shit, there's Cammie and Zack's ship right there. That would be the perfect explanation of a sunstone.
Polarizing? Because I keep thinking about freaking Crow. And finding that second sun. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I told him that I'd go out every single day like I was before, and I'd take pictures and collect data, but that setup is like $5,000 just for the scope and the filter.
That's some heavy duty lens in there. I'm gonna drop that story for you guys in the chats so you can check it out. It's pretty crazy stuff that they're like, suddenly this is in the news enough to have a story like this. Interesting, like I said earlier, I think it's happening. I think the real disclosure is coming, and that's why these things are thrashing. So
yeah, the revolution will not be televised. I mean, disclosure has kind of already happened. What we're seeing, in my opinion, is death throes. Seriously, the Roe versus Wade, the gun control in New York, the EPA not allowing carbon emission bullcrap anymore, taxes. Either, in my opinion, these are all good things, moving back towards the right direction. So maybe there are the white hats in there that are now, have enough oomph to start turning the tide. Maybe it won't be televised even, we're not going to get an apology and this and that. Maybe NASA will just be shut down for some reason. But I don't think they're ever going to admit.
What a great reason to shut NASA down, though, because of the economy. I mean, we could really use those funds elsewhere. Just saying.
I remember what I was going to say. Somebody, I forget who said it, but somebody said, I don't think we'll ever. Oh, no, it was Bob. He said, I don't think they'll ever admit or let us get that far. Right. But I don't think it's out of their control. I think it's out of their control. I think they're losing control. They're going to try to stop it like they've been doing for a long time. They're going to try to reset the world. But I think that we can overcome it. It's like,
I don't think they allowed us to come this far.
The defense line on a football team doesn't allow anyone to get by them into the end zone, but it happens, especially if you're the Jets.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they allowed any of this. I don't think this was part of their plan for this to go like it is, and they're freaking out.
Yeah, I agree. And here's the thing: if we just if people sit on their butts and don't do anything, the more we slow down, the more opportunity they have to counter everything. Everyone just keep going forward. You know what I was asked the other day on an interview? I was on was it on the Inspired channel? He goes, "Do you work or get paid by a 3-letter agency, or have you spoken with?" They're like he has to be like 3 questions in a row, and I kind of laughed, and I'm like, I better be careful what I say here, or the truth police could come after me. It's like that's such a. It's like people are so. I'm losing my words. When people see great truth coming forward, they're like, oh, this can't be real. And they come up with an excuse that it's not real. There's so much truth coming forward right now. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's almost overwhelming. Like you said, there's so much that it's hard to believe, especially with our mindsets, the way they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to take a step back, though, in real life. Usually everything I learn on the internet, even from flat earthers, I go and research it. before I share it with other people. Well, I learned I have to do that in real life too. The neighbors, great people, not liars, not trying to deceive me, told me that this one tree in their yard was. Well, I just took it on faith and believed them, that they knew and that that's what that tree was. Come to find out, I've told 4 or 5 people that, hey, those are vanilla trees. It's not a vanilla tree. So
I once told my mother that the plant that was dying on my windowsill was a geranium, when in reality it was reefer.
But yeah, I mean, it's starting to dawn on me that, hey, I need to verify not just stuff I hear on the internet, but verify everything. How long would it have taken me to go take a picture of the tree? I have an app. There's all kinds of apps for it. You take a picture, you load it into the app, and it tells you what it is. I mean, they've made it so easy for us to access knowledge. And yeah, I learned that I can't be lazy. I've always been diligent, especially I learned watching Jaron way back. Okay, he said that, this and that. This is where he went. I'd go to that website, verify it. Okay, now I'm going to tell the world about this. But I never thought about doing it in real life. It never dawned on me that, hey, this applies here as well. There's good people telling you stuff that could be wrong. Just because they're good, nice people, honest people, doesn't mean that, they're infallible and everything they tell you is correct. So yeah, that was a nice little eye-opener for me. I'm going to start applying my flat earth mentality everywhere. Research. When you learn something new, make sure what you're learning is correct. And we're finding a lot of that now with all these new flat earthers and all these new channels popping up all over the place. I am seeing a lot of bad examples or just not correct, especially when it comes to the sky and stuff. People they're okay ideas, but don't pretend like you know what's going on up there in the sky.
I do.
My favorite answer is I don't know.
When it was taking calls on Coast to Coast, I'm just waiting for you to call in and go, "What's the sun?" It literally was on my mind during the whole call section. You bastard. What's the sun? George kept going back to, do you think, are you saying that nobody has been to space or to the moon? And I'm like, George, you got to look at the evidence. And then once you realize what this place is, then you can make up your own mind on what that was all about. I was literally trying to avoid it like the plague.
I mean, he's got to know about MK Ultra and all that stuff and how declassified, it was going on during the moon missions. During those 4 years, those were the 4 years that they admitted to doing MK Ultra on people. So who says that those astronauts weren't MK Ultra?
I said that. I said maybe Mitchell was believed he went to the moon. I wasn't there. I wasn't. I can't speak for him. And he kind of let it go.
Yeah, I think Buzz and Neil and Collins, they absolutely knew that they didn't go to the moon. I mean, the interview alone.
The dejection, dude. The dejection on those gentlemen's faces. Dude, I couldn't have been sitting down after that. I would have been jumping. Look, you couldn't have held me down.
I can't do a show without sitting here smiling like a dumbass.
Like a stupid dumbass, right? Just goofy grin the whole time, excited talking to people.
When you guys are in an airplane and coming into your home airport and you look down and you happen to see your home, have you ever done that? Have you ever seen your house from an airplane?
No. I don't live close enough to the airport.
All right. Well, I was able to see, I think I saw my house. What do you say to the stranger next to you when you see your house?
Look,
my house. That's my house right there. Right? And never once on the moon did they mention the Earth. Oh, look at the Earth. Never once. I mean, that's what the entire transcript would be. Oh my fucking God, look at the Earth. Look at the fucking Earth. Oh my God, look, there's America. Holy fucking shit. There's America.
Not one word about it.
Not
we're
word.
looking out into blackness. Look at the blackness.
Wow. Hey, look at this rock. No, look at the fucking earth, you idiot.
That big, giant, shining ball that you live on. Yeah. No, I'm not going to take a picture of that. I mean, that alone should scream something to people. They never took a picture.
I wish I brought that up. I wish I brought that up on Coast. I wish I brought that up. Here I go, Monday morning quarterback. I'm gonna go crazy. Like, God, I should have brought that up.
They waited 4 years to take a picture of the Earth. 4 years. They landed on the thing, 6 times and went around it a couple others?
One of you guys, I think it was one of you guys, shared a meme the other day of a satellite truck, when they're doing a live broadcast from the street with the big metal dish, like 12 feet wide on it, or, and versus, that just to do a short, microwave transmission back to the TV station versus the dune buggy with the upside down umbrella.
Right.
Literally, it's an umbrella. They used an umbrella. They freaking use an umbrella.
And a lawn chair, a fucking lawn chair.
And it had lawn chairs on it. I wanted to bring that up, but it's like, can't bring up everything.
How do you work that into a conversation?
Oh, I was trying, like, he kept trying to throw out that moon hook, and I'm just like, no, not going here.
That hook that brings him back.
Yeah.
Every time. Hopefully I don't know. I mean, that's a big syndicated broadcast. I don't know. I'm hoping he comes around. That'd be awesome to have George Norrie on your side.
It's a tough one. I would need like Stephen Bassett or friggin' Dr. Stephen, whatever his name is, Greer. I personally think he knows the truth. But I could be wrong. I was listening to his show, like, everything he's saying, he could just be a useful idiot to the elite. Like, they're allowing him to do all of that stuff because he believes in outer space.
Another right? Elon Musk.
No, Elon Musk knows. Elon Musk is just a mind-controlled fool. But like Stephen Greer and the Disclosure Project, they allow these things to happen. They keep giving them little tidbits of information because they're looking up instead of out. Right? And their stuff drags more people in, right? Stephen Greer, some people say that he's a paid agent. He could easily just be a useful global believer. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, remember what happened when you first heard of Flat Earth? How long it took, and imagine if you never looked into it. Imagine if Sophia never would have said anything to you.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, that could be you. Some people, they just haven't been introduced the correct way. I mean, if people go to that Flat Earth Society and just go look for 5 minutes, they're going to say this is the most retarded thing I've ever seen. I don't know why people are talking about it.
They'd bring that up.
Yeah, it's well hidden. It really is, with the algorithms and everything. So, but in my opinion, that's the best way to do it.
Yep.
If everybody woke up at the same time, it'd be bedlam and chaos, in my opinion. Just because anger is one of the stages you have to go through with all this.
Think about it. What if this is being controlled, let out because they want people to know? Maybe, there are good people running the show right now, and they're just slowly, or they're trying to let it out in a way that won't be too abrupt. Bam! Like, if you threw it down, bam, it could be horrible. But then if they got some leaders out there and got some groups going and it got them bigger and bigger, and then you'd have enough support where it could happen. Could be.
I think they know when they disclose things, it has to be trickled out, or else it upsets the apple cart.
Well, as much as they feed on chaos and the upset that it brings, the negativity it inevitably brings to people not prepared for it. That could be part of it. Is they've done as much as they can, I guess, up to now with the crap they've been running. Let's cause some more chaos here. Let's throw the reality of the world into the mix and see what that does. How many divisions we can get going, how many infightings we can have with the actual groups that are trying to figure it out, that's still happening to this day, unfortunately. So yeah, I don't doubt that could be part of both sides, the white hats and these squirming fuckers we've opened the rock up and uncovered to the light. So yeah, it's probably a combo. I don't think it's any one thing. I'm sure it's a plate full of things.
There's a lot to take in. I did point out one at the very end. One thing flat earthers all have in common: we're never bored for a second. This world's an amazing place.
Yeah,
amazing
always
place.
at play. Always at play.
Yeah, and I think I threw out once or twice. Is that your best glow proof to a caller?
It really should just kind of be a canned answer.
Me on my call.
There was a guy on Facebook who said, well, the Saturn rocket's re-entry made the exact same sonic boom as a meteorite makes. So flat earthers are stupid. That's all I could do. I gave a laughing emoji. What do you do to that? How do you counter that? He got all butthurt. What are you fucking laughing at? Jesus.
Wait, what was the one in my comments?
Saturn V rocket? What is he talking about? Saturn V rocket just falls to Earth. We don't see it. It happens out in the middle of the ocean. I don't even know if it's ever been recorded. It's not.
I think he's talking about the SpaceX landings where you hear that sonic boom, but coincidentally, there's a couple jet fighters flying by at the same time.
Well, that's why the space shuttle has that engine noise when it lands, or those convenient jets that are flying nearby. Or at least that's what they told us when we watched it land.
But isn't it like 90 seconds? We should hear the sonic boom later at the distance it was, David, and it happened simultaneously. Then they tell us, oh, yeah, we had microphones on the aircraft to pick up the sonic boom noise or something. It's like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, the sonic boom happens. You hear it right when you see it. And according to the way sound works, it takes time to travel.
Yeah, more 5 seconds a mile, I think, isn't it?
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, and if you're 15 miles away,
20 miles away is 90 seconds, a minute and a half.
Yeah, so you shouldn't have heard the boom until way later. I mean, it should have been, the thing should have already landed by now.
Go to commercial, come back, get an update, get a plug from your sponsors, and then wait for the boom. And even timing that would be cool. If you just think, well, it's going to be, if it's that far away, we know it's going to be 117 seconds. So let's time this out and we'll go live right at 117 seconds. And we'll make it a big deal of listening for that sonic boom. Or just do it right away because people won't bother to fucking think about it.
I had downloaded about 20 SpaceX launches and landings. And when I have some time to kill, I'm going to basically edit all of the landings together. All of the landings on the drone ships. They're hysterical. They're hysterically bad.
Is it going to be do?
I don't, no, I maybe, probably, but who knows?
I love that music. I don't know what it is about. It's like all the different music tracks you use. Whether it's an emotional one, you have a couple go-tos, and then the funny ones even. Those are priceless, man.
I released a video the other day. It's just my normal video where there is nothing important being said. No, there was nothing being said. It was just music and words. And someone's like, the music is too loud. And I'm just like,
too louder than
like,
what? Right.
I'm like, turn it down.
Right. What am I, your fucking Alexa?
And here's the thing. People are like, you don't need the fucking music. I'm like, do you ever watch a movie without music, without the background music?
Remember Charlie Chaplin?
There's something about it that the human body likes, that our minds like.
Well,
And you
we've
know
been
what?
programmed for it.
I am ADD and dyslexic, so I like something to keep me focused.
Did you ever see those space shuttle landings, Dave? The way the shuttle comes in, they say it's a glider, but they got those boosters on the back
They got two jets running next to it to camouflage the noise.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
Those same rockets they use to land, to fly in the glider. Those same little rocket boosters on the back of that shuttle, they use to help propel it at liftoff too, right? With the actual booster rockets that get it off the ground. They run all the fucking rockets. And
balloons are heavy.
I think there's those vents on the side, those jet vents on the side that they're using. I don't even think those bottom rockets do anything.
I didn't think so either. But look at the launches.
They might be like like when you watch a Whisper jet, that engine on the back. Maybe it's like that.
Watch the launch and watch the landing, because even once they lose the boosters, right? They disconnect it and they're up in space. They still have to maneuver that shuttle that Obama did away with. So they were still using those rear boosters on the shuttle. So they use them use them on landing. What is right in front of those boosters but the big fucking cargo bay? So you got your cockpit for your astronauts, you got your big fucking shuttle bay, and then you got these little cone boosters right on the back. Where the fuck is the fuel for all the using of these boosters? I'm wondering.
I don't know, man.
Or even an engine would be nice to see.
That's my favorite line, by the way, for 2022. I don't know, man.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. I say it every day. I don't know, man.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, I finally found it. You guys were talking about questions and people's like, well, what about this? What about that? I had this one on my Jerry Marzinski promo from a week or so ago, or a few days ago. Yeah, it was 8 days ago this comment hit it. The Acronautic website advertises their supposed annual boat race that circumnavigates the 14,000-mile perimeter of Antarctica. How are we explaining this? I don't want to sound dumb, but I don't know who to ask. And it looks like from the research I've done on this person, they're truly looking for an answer. They aren't trolling. So I went.
It's a great question, and I have the answer.
All right, I'm ready. I knew you would be the man to get with.
Flat Earth Banjo Eddie is making a video destroying it, and it's fantastic. He converts the map into a flat Earth map, and now the race makes sense. And then you look at the boat speeds and everything else and the amount of time it takes, it only works on a flat Earth.
Right. And I figured as much.
Once they do the math, didn't it come out
right.
These boats that supposedly do like 40 knots moving, they don't have a motor, but they're moving. And the average speed that they go according to the globe model would be like 4 knots. And that makes no sense. 10 times
it's even slower.
Boat. So it's a race, right? We're not trying to go as slow as possible. We're trying to get there quickly. So why are you going 10 times slower than that boat is supposed to be able to go? Yeah, once you start looking at the times and the distances, it doesn't add up. I can't wait. Yeah, Eddie does some great work. I don't know who's puts out more, you or him. He's got like a new one out every day. You've got a couple new interviews just about every day.
Yeah. It's not a competition. It's merely an exhibition. Please, no wagering.
Oh,
so
that's
your favorite
interview?
Side story.
All
Did
the
you have
neighbors.
any,
Sorry.
What's that?
Did you have any interviews that like really stuck out to you this last week? You really want people to go check out?
The one on Inspired. If you go to my interviews playlist in the app or just on my channel, and it's 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 down. I don't know. People were like, great interview the other day. I'm like, what one? And they're like, great interview with Josh. I'm like, who the fuck is Josh?
Josh, yeah.
like, be more specific, please. Include a link, something. It's difficult to keep track, but there was a couple, and then one of them, which I thought was kind of like a meh interview. I got a bunch of emails saying, "Hey, Dave, we saw you on what's the name of it?" He goes, "Great, I follow that guy." I'm like, "You do?" It's like it's great you got him on board. I think he'll come around. I'm like, okay. Some of them it's what was it? It was on in no in the shed. Oh, the one I did recently in the shed with Ryan. It's the second time I've been on. He doesn't get it yet. It's just like I don't. It's like so frustrating, and it's like he doesn't get it yet. But he's being fair. He's like I don't believe in the glow and the flat Earth, but I feel it's important to let people on. So I give him credit for that. But he reminded me a little bit of those Irish guys. Remember the Irish guys?
Yeah. See, those interviews, I can make it through about 10 minutes, Dave.
Yeah.
And I just can't stand the snarky. It's like talking to a globe troll almost. Even though I know they're not trolls. They just remember when I got kicked out of that one guy's chat?
Yeah. Become Your Own Superhero podcast. That was a good one. That guy, he's a flat earther, but it was a great conversation, I think. But there's a lot of people like, I only want to see the interviews where the people are not flat earthers. I get it. Those are the ones I really want to do. But sometimes the conversation with flat earthers take us into new grounds. Good stuff to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Because you're getting new ideas from new people. I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah. It's never a waste of time. You're talking about FE, and even if they're on board already, maybe not everybody that, watches them or sees that show is, and now they're going to look into it. I've noticed that a lot lately. There's a lot of these newer people making videos and stuff. They get certain things right, but then there's that one that is just like, no, why are you saying that? And that's the thing that people get hung up on so bad. So I think you've got it down. It's like a reflex to you now, answering these same 20 questions maybe.
It's going. I'm trying to break new areas, bring up new things, and I slowly add more things. I definitely get more graphics and change it up, but it's getting better. The thing I've been getting from some troll groups, not that I pay attention, is who appointed this guy? Who's he working for? Like, nobody just does this by themselves, right? He's being inserted in there, like, the Truth Police mentioned, Alex Stein was inserted into calling into TFR to Jaren's show, and that's how he became who he is. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Nobody told me to do anything. I did this myself because I want a better world for everybody and myself, and my kids. And nobody needs to tell anyone to do anything. Everyone just figure it out yourself and do what you think is best.
Yeah, I mean, being good and selfless and sharing knowledge. There was this story about this one guy a couple 1,000 years ago.
Oh, I almost spit coffee.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, it didn't go so well.
Yeah. So, there are people out there that actually are just good and just want better for everyone. There are those people, and Dave's one of them.
There's so many people out there that like you big YouTube channels and whatever it is, and it's just jealousy on every level.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Here's the thing. This is what I've noticed in my life. If there's something that you really want and you see somebody that has it, if you're jealous, you ain't ever going to get it. But if you can truly, in your heart, deep down, appreciate what that person has, be happy for them and share the joy, then it will come into your life, right? But if you see somebody that has money, fame, views, whatever, and you have animosity about it, you are just pushing that stuff away from your life faster than you can even imagine. And that's how it works. That's how this world works. So, and it's easier. It's not easier said than done, but people think it's easier said than done. It's super easy done once you understand how it works. So once you can truly appreciate another person's position, whether above, below, side you, however you view it, that's their position. That's where they are. I mean, and just look at someone's life, whatever their situation is, accept it and appreciate it, and see the experience that they're having, and then you're not pigeonholing yourself. Fear and jealousy and whatever goes along with that. That's how you screw yourself.
And that's what you're going to attract. When you look at it with positive and live that it's already happened with gratitude for it already have happened. It happens. You created it. Where you at, Daz? I know what's up, brother.
But if you're like, you don't deserve that. Why don't I have that? Well, that's why you don't have that. That's why you don't have that. You just answered your own question because of your belief system. So.
Absolutely.
Big shout out to Nemo in chat.
Right.
Just pop back in. He joined us last night.
Yes, he did. Good luck, Charm.
Yeah, every game we played with him, we won. We were playing Fortnite with him.
Right. Shout out to Autodidactic Campbell in the chat.
Yes.
What we put out, we attract.
Yep. And you can do it so unthinkingly. That's why you have to be conscious of your thoughts, words, and actions, because you will do it without realizing it. You will create that negative thing you think you don't want in your life just by dwelling on that negative fucking thing.
Hey, and if you don't know Autodidactic's channel, don't go and turn it on because it'll fuck your whole day. All right, you'll be stuck. You'll be stuck all day,
it'll be
and
over.
then you'll find another channel, and then it's over. I mean, the rabbit hole is literally an endless pit.
Well, I have some news. Speaking of Campbell, I have done some live production, and he will be here on August the 5th, hopefully August the 6th for him, on Have No Sphere that Friday evening. So we will have him around and catch up.
We should do a pre-something with the time. Because he's like a half hour off, right?
Well, yeah, I think we worked it out, man. We tried so hard. We didn't have Lucas involved this time, so maybe it'll work out. No, but definitely we've messed up the time every time. So hopefully with the math we did this morning, and yes, that means I did math. We've got it. We'll probably do a test run maybe this Wednesday and see if I send an email and if it comes at the right time. We'll try that maybe. Anyway, we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. The 5th, his 6th, our 5th.
Did you see the TikTok video Jaron showed on Globus? Was it on Globus or his show? Maybe it was on his show. I forget. Of the giant tree. The guy, what's his name? He's got a channel that does these really long videos, and it basically was rock, but it's really a giant tree, and there's no questioning. There's no doubt that this thing is a giant tree. And he's like, this is just the branch. The base is over there across the valley, right? And there's like, you cannot deny this stuff anymore. It's like, it's incredible. It's just incredible.
Oh yeah, the rocks laying across the creek back there, how they pretty much almost crossed the whole creek. Those are trees. I think that's just the bark.
Those are weeds. those are just weeds compared to what this guy was showing. Literally, this tree was like, the base of the tree was tens of miles around. I mean, ridiculous.
Just awesome. Yeah, and this goes back to, I mean, I always think of Tolkien when I hear about this stuff. This is the myth and legend of all these old stories and this and that, but they're not myths and legends.
I just saw something with the Lord of the Rings book. What did I just see? I don't know. It won't come to me. But something came through, and it had it was a kid, and maybe he's getting picked on in class and drops his books, or somebody drops books, and there it is, Lord of the Rings book, and it's like a new world for him to find. It was just bizarrely out of place in this time frame. I don't know.
Let me throw one thing out there.
Go ahead.
There's some people that are like, I'm not calling anybody out at all. Well, I'll mention, everyone knows what I'm talking about, Karen B specifically, and there's a whole bunch of other people, but the Karen B, she, in her own rant, she goes, I don't know. And that's the best answer. Okay. And one thing that we know for sure is all mountains aren't melted bricks, melted buildings, but there are some melted buildings inside of mountains that are very interesting to look at. So are all mountains trees? No. Are some mountains trees? In my opinion, yes. Okay. But we're trying to figure all of this stuff out. And as long as we don't pigeonhole ourselves into this is what it exactly is, so like we can look, we can theorize, we can test, we can research, we can look for more evidence. And it's amazing. And then the whole Tataria thing, well, maybe Tataria was only part of the world, but Tataria to me is a word that we use to describe the entire realm. Maybe there was different sections. Maybe there was Tataria, and maybe there was Weissland also. You know, who knows? Okay, and good
I do
times
have
for
a
all,
globe.
man.
I have a globe that's like
Chill.
40 years
Chill.
old,
Oh yeah,
and Tataria is one of the continents, not a little city, not like a capital.
I've seen that.
It's a continent. It's like spelled with the same letters as Asia and America and all those of Europe. And then there's Tartar, and it's between Russia and China. It's like all of Russia and China, all
You know
that
how
part of
big
Asia.
that? You know how big the tree was that in that video? It was tremendous.
Tremendous.
I just made that up. Actually, I just stole that from Autodidactic in the chat.
I was gonna say, I think I saw that one somewhere in chat, but
How dare
I wasn't
you.
gonna call
How
you
dare you.
out there, Dave. But
No,
you
no,
admitted
no,
it. You owned up. You owned up.
Please, it was in the chat, so please.
So apparently in the Silmarillion, which is more Tolkien, the elves live on a flat plane and everyone else lives on a ball. That's why they can see so far. That's awesome. So that's what's happened is we've moved ourselves to the flat area and we left all those idiot fucks over there on the ball. That would be great.
Well, that tells. Wow. Okay, so because they can see further, they know the Earth is flat. But because we have the limited angular resolution limit of our eyes, it appears like it curves off and we don't see any further than, right there. I don't know. Just thinking out loud.
Interesting. Yeah, hell yeah. I'm gonna have to go back and read that now. It's been forever. I mean, I think that was probably junior high. No, maybe not. Maybe that's not that old. I don't know. Something about that didn't sound right. It must be more recent when I read it.
I never read The Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. I saw the
I was
movies.
a big reader growing up, man. I read all the great ones. There was one to me that was always better that I really appreciated, the Thomas Covenant Chronicles. Anyone?
No.
The White Gold Ring Bearer. Yeah, that was some amazing fantasy. There was a huge giant tree that certain groups of people lived in as well. Like it was basically a world in this tree. Yeah, hell yeah. I need to go back and read that now.
Did you read, Dave? Were you a reader as a child?
I was a slow reader. I was a slow reader.
I didn't even. I read fast.
I read books just slowly.
Yeah, I didn't like being told to read. So like I didn't read anything I was told to read. The Great Gatsby, all those books in school. I don't think Huck Finn. I never read a full book that I was supposed to.
I read that. I read 1984, which we were required to read. Isn't that interesting? They required us to read 1984.
And that's wild. I had to find that on my own. So
think about that. They required a whole crap load of kids to read that. What is that putting out into the conscious field? Okay. Was that the beginning of the seeding of their Great Reset? To start the energy off. I just put the link in the chat for that rock video, that Instagram page. Save that, everybody, and then go to it and then start watching all the videos. He's got videos on there of giants, of real giants walking among people and all sorts of stuff. It's like, and I've seen some of them before, but he's got a good collection of stuff on that channel. Crazy.
The world's crazy. That out. I'll have to check it out.
Crazy.
I went down a real deep giant rabbit hole and busted a few things out there myself, just digging really deeply. So I want to see this. I'm definitely headed over there and saving that Instagram.
I literally went out and I was sitting on my porch And I was like, let me just watch this video. Eddie Bravo is the one that sent it to the group. And I watch it and I'm like, wow, that's pretty good. Let me see the next video. 2 hours later. Let me see the next video. Let me see the next video. I was just like, God damn it.
Mainline it. Yep. Oh, man.
It's like,
I like Eddie Bravo.
Yeah. Eddie's interviews. Did you see his last interview with Alex Jones on Rockfin? Everybody go to Rockfin, go to Eddie Bravo's channel and watch the interview with Alex Jones. He bitch flat smacks him. And you know who the engineer, the studio engineer is for Eddie Bravo?
Who?
John Hibbler himself.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, so Sean, I believe
go,
Sean's in the studio. Yeah, so Sean, and you know what? I knew this, but I'm listening to Eddie's like intro and stuff. I'm like, this sounds really familiar. It's got a familiar style to it. And then I'm like, oh, duh, it's fucking Sean.
Dude,
and you know, awesome. Sean's computer was fully funded. That Bob, the fundraiser that Bob did. So that's awesome.
Because he's going to be able to make so many more videos now. Just the rendering time alone.
Dude, the next level, the most time it took wasn't the editing, it was the waiting.
Yeah.
It was the waiting. Right?
Yeah, a video that long, all that rendering. Geez, I couldn't even imagine.
I plugged the crap out of the nextlevel2022.com on the show, as I said earlier. And I hope he gets a ton of downloads because that, a little more funding would give him the ability to really do stuff. Imagine if Sean had a budget where he'd go, you know what, I need to go to Antarctica. Okay. I need to go to Santiago. I need to go to the Falkland Islands. I need to go. And he had the budget to do that and make films. Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap.
It's coming, Dave. Believe me. I mean, like you said, this is just getting bigger. And I think eventually there's going to be people out there with lots of money that just don't care about. I mean, there will be no ridicule anymore. People are just going to want to know. They want to know.
Already are. They already are. Jaron and I just recorded with Mel Fabregas or Mel Husserek now from Veritas Radio again. You guys remember that?
Oh, nice. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And it was a good interview. We're all over the place. And Mel's totally on board, but Mel said that, he goes to these conferences and stuff and he gets contacted by some very wealthy people that say, keep doing what you're doing. Let us know what help you need. We're watching and there are people throwing money out there. Just like, Sean's, the movie when he needed, I think it was $14,000. We're like halfway there. And then some guy just came in and went bam and closed it out. So, anonymously.
Tell these people that Zach wants. I want a bigger Tesla coil, more power.
Dude, what's that guy's name with the frizzy hair and the funny voice? The kid, the dark-skinned kid that built that shit in his yard. His YouTube, his channel just got taken down.
What?
One of his channels or his main channel got taken down.
Of course,
but what the hell is up with that shit that he's building? I mean, I'm looking at my little Tesla coil here. It's like nothing next to his, but
that dude's got shit across his yard and he's strong across
energy 900 miles through the ground and lit up a light bulb 900 miles away.
What?
That's probably what got him shut down.
Tesla scalar
Tesla shit. Yep, right there. That is, that's crazy.
Not using Hertzian, but using volts per second, not cycles per second. And that's what Tesla wanted to do. Our whole way of doing things is ass backwards. So they can, charge it. They can count it.
I mean, we need to reach out to that kid and see if we can get him on. That would be great.
Yeah, he is. And he's infatuated with the 1920s. He buys everything he can that's original from the 20s and then refurbishes it himself. Pianos, his clothes. He looks like he, remembers living in the 1920s somehow. Gosh, I can't remember his name. Genius, though. Yeah, and he has an interesting tone in his voice, for sure. But just super genius, young man, and he goes out there and does it. He doesn't go buy a capacitor. He builds a capacitor, you know, out of everyday material. It's, yeah.
It's amazing. Just in our flat Earth community, we have people that have different skills. You know, people that do different things. Like Zach, you know, you've got your specific skills. You and Cammie do your stuff, and Bob and Jaron do theirs differently, and I do mine differently, and together it's amazing. And the people that don't don't even make videos, they help in different ways. You know, like, you know, Flatman X is out there, you know, taking our videos and chopping them up and making shorter videos. There's like so many things people can do. Here's something that everyone can do. Everyone, and everyone needs to do this. One of the tactics that trolls have made is they put out videos every single day, shit videos on, you know, anti-flat earth videos. And they're out there all the time. And a lot of them are making decent thumbnails, attractive thumbnails. Thumbnails are important. If you make a good video and put a crappy thumbnail on, you wasted your time unless you already have the subs on your channel. If you're making a video, great. Or just go mirror videos. You can mirror any of my videos or find videos that people will let you mirror, and just every day download 5, 10, 20 videos, whatever you can do, upload them, put a good thumbnail on it, tag the crap out of it with keywords that would bring people here, and then upload them. Just upload them. Flood the gates with all of the old good videos. There's so many old videos that new flat earthers have never seen, right? It doesn't matter. Like, if somebody, here's somebody, if you want to make some money, actually, it'd be tough. Because a lot of my songs are not monetizable. But take all the monetizable ones and make a new channel and just start uploading my videos on your own channel and share them. And then your channel will grow and you can monetize it and it'll start making money for you. It'll be crazy. I gotta start getting, you know, not copyrighted songs so people can monetize it. But even if you're not in it for the money, you just in it to get the message out. Just put up videos. People need to be able to find videos. Tag them any way you want. Just get them out there. So when someone searches flat Earth and then sorts by date, they can see all of the good stuff. So that's all. That's my rant.
You could, the channel name could be like Blast from the Past or something like that too.
You could do
a new channel.
Yeah. I just start uploading videos. It doesn't matter if you don't have any subs, as long as if you tag it Flat Earth, when someone searches Flat Earth, it'll come up. And just, you got to make an interesting thumbnail. Steal the thumbnail that was there. Have somebody make one for you if you don't know how to make one. But they're easy to make. There's free editing programs. It's so easy. It takes me 2 seconds to make my thumbnails. So, and downloading videos is easy
to do.
Yeah, so that's all.
Dave, what's your preferred YouTube downloader?
I prefer YouTube downloader is 4K video downloader. It's free. It's easy. All you do is you copy the URL onto your clipboard. You go into the YouTube downloader and click the plus button, and it downloads it instantly. And you can do multiple at a time. It's fantastic. And then to make the thumbnail, there's Photoscape X. It's free. It's a simple program. They've got you choose the YouTube thumbnail template, bam, and just start dragging and dropping. Add some type, move it around, add drop shadows, whatever you want, bam, and now you have your interesting thumbnail. That's all.
And it does make a huge difference, folks.
It makes a huge difference. It's easy, and then also the less is more. Big type, clear, bold, outline, high contrast between the type and the background, because it's a tiny little thumb. You know how much time you have when someone's scanning, when somebody in this day and time in the Twitter mentality world is scanning for something to watch? 2 seconds? You have 0.2 of a second. Okay? You have 0.2 of a second to grab their attention. If the thumbnail grabs them, now you have them for a second. Right, and that's it. And they're going to click it or not, and you better get right into the good at the beginning.
So. I've been noticing a lot more flat Earth channels, new people, and they need to hear all this stuff. Because their thumbnails suck. A lot of it'll be like a blurry picture of half their face and something else.
I feature people's videos and to their channel on the app, but it goes into the archive. So if they have a crappy thumbnail and I can't contact them or ask them to change it or whatever, I'll feature their video on their channel, but the app will show the thumbnail that I made for it. Okay. Right. So I upload a separate thumbnail when I upload the featured video, but then when it goes into the archive the following day, I mirror it on my channel because the archive will only show the actual thumbnail. So because I don't want the archive filled with crappy thumbnail images. We go to the archive button on the app and look at all of the thumbnails. They're all good thumbnails because that's your index. Your thumbnails is your index, and if your index is crappy, nondescript photos, you got a shitty index.
I know some people that might have that going on.
Yeah. And it's weird, but aesthetically.
I'm talking about us, Dave.
Our
old have no spare. Like when you go back trying to find something, it's a train wreck, and I always say we got to clean this up, and never do.
Everyone, go into your app right now. Click the web button, which is the more resources button, and then look at the top row center. It says interviews with me. Click that, and what do you see? What do you see? What do you see? What's right there? So the web, the spider web button, and then the top row it says Dave interviews. TRH interviews. Anybody?
Yeah, I'm working on it. The third one over.
It says interviews.
Okay.
TRH interviews.
I'm looking at it.
Click it.
I did.
And up comes a list, and what's on that list?
Well, I see TFR right there. I mean, Ironworx on TFR right there.
Live on the app right now.
That's awesome, brother.
That is awesome. Dude. That's good shit. I don't even have my phone, but that's good shit.
Yeah.
This is going to replace many of these
platforms. I was actually deep in research trying to find the kid because, his channel's gone, and I have yet to find his name anywhere. It's a lot of ass hats making fun of his voice. That's all I can find.
Yeah. Making fun of his voice. Are you not watching the
I know, that's
video?
what I'm astounded by.
What this guy did? I know.
Cleveland Browns kid. I'm like,
I will admit,
watching
his
the video?
Voice,
idiot bucks.
His voice is out of this world.
It's amazing. I'd love to have him on. If anyone has a way to find him or contact him or knows his actual name, please reach out.
Having him on, though, would anybody understand a single thing that he talks about other than you guys? Other than
Zach would be on it, right?
Zach would be like, we'd all be like, our jaws would be open like, what? And Dak would be going, that's fucking awesome.
Probably like a quarter of what he talks about I could understand.
Let me ask you a question. When he showed his big yard thing and he showed those tubs of water solution, I assume it's like some sort of salt solution, and those bottles, were those the capacitors? Were those like Coke bottles?
Yeah.
And those are the capacitors.
Yeah. Water-based, liquid-based capacitors. Old school. And he uses spark gaps and doesn't use transistors. All the stuff is like how it's supposed to be.
Dude, my Tesla coil has a spark gap. I know what a spark gap is.
That's
how I tune it with the spark gap. As soon
as I learned about a spark gap, I realized that they took that away
back in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s. But that's been a while. Once carburetors went away, I got out of the hood.
Parkenstein sounds right for the last name. I forget. Just an amazing young man. Yeah, I'd love to get him on and just pick his brain because he gets it. I wonder if he knows about the shape of the Earth. He's got to.
I wonder. The thing is, it's something that people don't question.
Yeah,
they just it's a core belief. They did. Hats off to the controllers, to the bankers who wrote our textbooks. They did a great job of making us not even question the ridiculousness of the helio-nonsensical system.
No, genius. I've said it 100 times. Probably say it 100 more. It was genius what they did and what they're still doing, but it's really, the tide shifting now. But yeah, I mean, they had me hook, line, and sinker 35 years of my life. And I always thought I was a clever guy, good at puzzles and riddles. Never even questioned it. And before 8, 9 years old, I questioned it. When they would tell me about it, I'd be like, "No, that's not real." That little voice in my head was like, "No, dude, that's stupid. What are they talking about?"
I've told the story many times, like one of my earliest memories in school when they showed us gravity swinging the bucket of water around, and I questioned it, saying, shouldn't the bucket be the other way? And the teacher's like, well, interesting, but this is the way the book told me to teach it, and he shows me in the book. He goes, but you keep asking questions, and then how many more years?
That's great,
until
man, that he actually said keep asking questions. That's actually
he goes,
rare.
you keep asking questions, you'll go far. And I was like, okay. And then ran over to the swing set, and I swung on the swing. And that was and then it was 40 years later, I started questioning things.
It had to sink in. You had to marinate with it a little bit.
Yeah, it took 4 decades, a couple kids.
Yeah, I think we're born knowing these things, and it has to be programmed out of us because it is just common sense. It really is, And yeah, they did an amazing job of pulling this wool over our eyes, this matrix.
Yep.
I always love when you say the Neo analogy.
Yep. Before we run out of time, I will post the coast to coast in a cryptic post on the Flat Earth Podcast Facebook page as soon as it's available. It'll just be an audio download from. I'm not sure how I'll do it, but I might put it in Telegram or something. But it'll be at the Flat Earth Podcast Facebook page, and it'll say something like, edge to edge, interview. All right.
You can borrow shoreline to shoreline. I'm sure Josh won't mind.
You guys will probably copyright strike.
Fucking right, I will.
Just wait. We're gonna get some of that
I know,
money.
you're testing me right in. Here, have a piece of cheese, David. Here's a little piece of cheese.
I will say we've monetized our channel, but we don't ever monetize our videos unless they get the copyright strike. If you're watching commercials on one of our videos, chances are it's because somebody else gave it a copyright strike.
Somebody got it. Yeah.
I don't monetize our shit at all. Tips.
Yeah, same with mine. None of them are monetized, but some of them did get copyrighted.
Yeah,
even though they use 10 seconds of their video and none of their audio and this and that. And, never mind.
Campbell said, learning is really remembering. That's true.
Yep.
Researching. No, you're searching to remember.
You got to re-find it.
Yeah.
You're not going to re-find if you don't research.
We have all of the information of all of this is out there in the etheric Akashic records, if you will, and we just have to remember how to connect to it.
Mm-hmm. It's all there to download.
As a real quick, I do see Zombie Snoop in chat saying, "Hey Dave, if you don't mind, not everybody has Facebook." So he'll probably say, like you said, they'll probably drop it on.
I'll put on Telegram. Telegram. DITRH1. Yeah, DITRH1.
To you.
Yeah, it's going to be going around.
Yeah, just don't load it on your channel. I mean, you can load it elsewhere. I mean, you'll get it. They'll copyright strike you before you even get it up.
Yeah, while it's doing the loading thing.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to end this thing, guys, but I guess we should. Josh has to get out of here and go to work. Yeah, Dave has to wind down at some point.
Probably.
No,
Are you gonna sleep today, Dave?
No, I'm taking my swimming workout is in 2 hours, and then I have an interview right after that, and then I have another one a couple hours later.
Oh, well, that man never stops. Good Lord.
Get your little 20-minute eye rest in. You'll be fine.
A flat nap. That's what we call it. Hashtag flat nap.
All right. Are we
we're about to do it. Thank you guys in chat. You guys hung strong. Sorry about the TFR mix-up stuff. We'll definitely be hopefully putting it back up there. I think they reach out, Chris will stick it up there, or Somebody will. Sorry, I'm getting all distracted reading chat. Thank you guys all the time here, all the time. Hang in. Share the links. Get over there when Dave drops this amazing interview. I see y'all sharing the Coast to Coast link already. If you're not a subscriber, you can't really get there though. So I used to be years ago. Anyway, let's shut up and let's get out of here. David, thank you, man.
It's up. I can download them right now. Give me 15 minutes. It'll be on DITRH1.
All right.
All right, guys.
See ya. Love you guys. Guys, have a great rest of your
y'all.
week. We will see you right back here on Friday morning for another exciting episode of the Ironworx, probably on truthfrequencyradio.com, TFRlive.com, but definitely here on YouTube, on DLive, on Odyssey, on Rockfin, Facebook, Twitter. Shit, we're a few places. Anyway, love you guys. Have a great rest of your week. Be good. Be well. Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the planet. To the show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the Ironworx with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.